Our next guest is a major investor who has some serious concerns over Skydance Media's deal to acquire Paramount. He actually filed paperwork in a Delaware court seeking more clarity on what's happening behind the scenes. We want to bring in billionaire value investor Mario Gabelli. He is the chairman and CEO of Gamco Investors. He's also a Paramount Global shareholder, both Class A and Class B, I believe. Mario, good morning.
Hey, Becky, welcome back from Sun Valley. I'm delighted to say hello to you and Joe in person, but today we're doing it here.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this deal and what you are seeking in Delaware court at this point. What happened, Mario?
Okay, we have a large number of clients, 700, 800 that we customize. They own the Viacom CBS for extended periods of times in various combinations, probably for 5 decades. Today, we own 4,950,000 voting stock. That's out of the 9.2 that they don't own by National Amusements. So the question is, what is National Amusements doing? We want transparency. We corporate Operation Fishbowl. So we went in under our rights as shareholders at our cost. We went into Delaware and asked under Section 220, a technical rule that some lawyer can explain, for the books and records of this transaction. Now, what price did Sherry get, and what price should our clients get for the voting stock? Obviously, there are premiums for change of control. She owns control, but we have a majority, the minority. Why don't they want us to be there? Along that line, we have 4 other companies that were doing the same thing on behalf of the clients. We are accumulated and compounded knowledge on companies. For example, on Drillquip, they're trying to buy a division of a company, and we are against that deal. We're going to be voting against that deal. We have issues with regards to Iberdrola buying Avant Grid. We're going to vote against that deal. We hope they move away and drop it. We have issues with regards to another company called Vista Resources. So we're actively working at our behest, and some of these companies, unfortunately, are owned by ETFs, and we have to work with the proxy solicitation, the proxy advisors like Glass Lewis, and that is part of the process. So what do we want? Why do they want to get rid of our A shares? Now, step back, Becky. Think about the gladiators. Think about Shakespeare. Think about silent movies, television, talking television, color television. Think about what Kodak did at Activision, gaming, and so on. And now AI. The world will change, but content. Give the consumer what they want, when they want it, at a fair price. And Skydance will bring that to the table. They presented on pages 25 and 29 of their material that was presented last week. They gave their point of view. Our point of view is put it into Operation Fishbowl so everyone can see what's going on at NAI. NAI is where the challenges are, not in Paramount. Paramount only has like $12.5 billion, and we'll get more details after the sale of their Indian operation, and obviously more. And so I don't see that as the challenge. I see NAI's
Mario, back up for just a moment. I just want to make sure I understand this clearly, because from people from the outside trying to figure this out, you have a significant number of these Class A shares. What are you being offered under the terms of the deal for those shares?
Okay, good question, Becky. I'll back up the truck. They're offering $23, and if I don't take it for my clients, if I don't take it, I get 1.53 shares of the B. We need to understand under what set of circumstances they can do that. And is that $23? How does that compare with what NAI is getting for their voting shares?
Okay, and then you don't have a problem with Skydance being merged into this. Do you have a problem with the price that's being paid for Skydance?
Well, there are 2 parts. One is the terms of trade. That is, what am I getting for my voting shares for my clients? And we own a limited amount, and we charge no incentive fees to our clients, and we're paying part of the legal fees. Now, it's the second part is the terms of trade with regards to Paramount being bought by Skydance once they get control. I have seen this movie played out in the 1960s when I first started following Paramount when they were owned by Gulf and Western. And I saw that with other conglomerates. Listen, it's a fair deal is a fair deal, and we'll focus on it with a laser like we do all these other companies that we're focusing on behalf of all of our clients. And this is one giant step for our clients in this Operation Fishbowl, and it's going to be a giant step for all.
And one more question on this. You have said in the past that you think the Class A shareholders should get a premium. You are Class A shareholders, too.
Yeah,
but there have been... Go ahead.
Yeah, I went on ChatGPT just to confirm this, along with everything else. For those that don't have access to investment bankers, they hit a button and give me a bell-shaped curve of the premium that you can get for converting your voting stock super voting. Now, in the public markets today, you can buy Lenore at a $10 discount from a lower vote. And things do change over time, but they deserve a premium for change of control. I have no problem with that. I just want to know how much it is.
And beyond that, there have been questions raised because this is a company that's based or is under Delaware court rule. It does say that these shareholders should be treated equally if they get different premiums. I mean, I can think of other companies where you don't get a premium. Let's say Berkshire Class A and Class B don't necessarily trade at a premium over each other or shouldn't.
Yeah, but look, we have more Berkshire Hathaway for a longer period of time. We have close to a couple $100 million worth of Berkshire, as you know, because we share the premium. But on balance, they're not doing a transaction to change Berkshire Hathaway and merge it into another company. They want us out of the way because under the current rules, which may change, there's a majority, the minority is required. And so they want, us to look at the deal with a laser. And because of that, we need more Operation Fishbowl, more details on what and how NAI, how do they get the $2.4 billion minus the the debt and blah, 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 and how's it allocated?
Sure. Two more quick questions. First of all, when's the last time you either spoke to Sherry or someone on the independent board committee that's responsible for looking at whether this is fair to all shareholders?
Because of my concern that I have 700 plus or minus clients, some of them unfortunately die. Some of them need to go to liability-driven investing. So we have to sell the stock, and we cannot have red lights like in a Squid Game to say we can't sell it. We also want to buy some. So we have not talked to Sherry. I only commented once. I sent her a note, did not talk to her, telephone call, and said, hey, I didn't say this in that way about Operation Fishbowl. And I have not talked to the Skydance people other than a call that they made to tell me there was a conference call last week on Monday at 8:30, and that call was about 8:15. And I assigned a couple of my teammates, Chris Morangi, who is a co-chief investment officer, and Hannah Howard, who covers the entertainment business with us.
So beyond that, Mario, they are right now in this 45-day window where you can shop this company around still and look at other potential deals. Are you hoping to see another deal emerge?
There's no question that content and technology that Skydance brings is an important ingredient over the next 10 to 20 years in delivering content, whether it's sports, whether it's news like you're doing on with Andrew and Joe and so on. But basically, we want to know. Secondly, the problem is not with Paramount. I can get $4 billion for a partial spinoff of the TV station. They got $600 million that they can get for the spectrum that they own in the TV stations, keeping control of it. And at the same time, they can get $1.5 billion. So I'm not concerned about the debt at Paramount. They spend $17 billion a year, much the way Netflix spends it, much the way Zaslav spends it, and so on, with regards to content. And they're doing a good job at running that. So I'm not worried. It's NAI that needs help. Somebody with $2.5 billion should knock on the door. You met them all in Sun Valley. Pourquoi pas? Why not?